What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Celio's Network. If you watched my previous video, Old Cards, New Tricks, you may have noticed that Mew VMAX was not a deck included in that video. Now, did I simply forget Mew VMAX? Did I want to milk my viewers for extra content with this video? The world may never know I forgot Mew VMAX. But so today, we will be looking at Mew VMAX and what new cards it gains from Brilliant Stars. And just talk a little bit about the deck in general. Before we get into it, shout out to PotonStore.com, the best place to get PTCGO codes, CardTrooperGames.com, where you can find physical Pokemon TCG product, PokemonCard.io, where I list all of my standard format deck lists, and Beast Coast. Subscribe to the new Beast Coast Pokemon channel. We just recently signed Aaron Cybertron Zhang, and I'm really stoked on that piece of news. Subscribe to this channel as well. Any links you need will be in the description down below. So Mew VMAX was the best deck in format prior to Brilliant Stars, and I believe it is still the best deck in format once Brilliant Stars comes out. Ultra Ball adds so much consistency to this deck. It has come to the point now where if you are building a deck to be able to handle Mew VMAX, you have to assume, in my opinion, that the ideal turn of Mew VMAX, which is, go second, turn one, get 3 Fusion Strike energy down, Melodious Echo for whatever amount of damage you need. I now just assume that is the norm. That is no longer like the ideal turn that Mew VMAX is trying for. To me, that's just the average. Like, I just expect that to happen whether I'm on the Mew VMAX side or not, because Ultra Ball not only is extra specific Pokemon search that you can get out that Meloetta or that Genesect or whatever it is that you need, but it also allows you to empty your hand of extra cards. So whereas Quick Ball puts you down -2 cards, the Quick Ball and the card you discarded, Ultra Ball puts you down -3 cards, which are extra cards you can then draw with Genesect V's Fusion Strike system. So Ultra Ball is such a huge deal to this deck. I don't think you ever play Mew VMAX without 4 Ultra Ball and 4 Quick Ball. It feels incredibly good for the Mew VMAX player, and it seems kind of bonkers if you're sitting across the side across the table of Mew VMAX. Oricorio has become a mainstay for Mew VMAX now for me, because of the new choice belt that comes out in Brilliant Stars, which we are also playing here ourselves. Because of that, Pokemon VMAX can now reach Mew VMAX's HP a little easier. One in particular is Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX with Choice Belt plus Leon, can hit 310 damage. So Oricorio, which says all of your Fusion Strike Pokemon take 20 less damage from attacks. This has become a little more important. Like I said, we do have the Choice Belt, so that makes us do more damage to V Pokemon, and that sometimes is going to be one less power tablet we have to play if we have that Choice Belt on our Mew VMAX. The only other card from Brilliant Stars that I currently have in my list is Double Turbo Energy. As long as this is attached to a Pokemon, it provides 2 colorless energy. The attacks of the Pokemon this card is attached to do 20 less damage to your opponent's Pokemon. So it counts as 2 colorless energy, but you do 20 less damage. If the difference is not attacking or attacking and doing 20 less damage, you'll take attacking and doing 20 less damage 9 times out of 10. So if our Fusion Strike energy have been used, if they're prized, if they're in our hand and we can't unless a Sparkle, if our opponent used Yveltal's Cry of Destruction, which could be a popular counter to Mew VMAX in the upcoming format because of Double Turbo then allows us to just attack with 1 attachment, since Fusion Strike does just take 2 colorless energy, and then we can copy, typically going to be copying Technoblast with that Fusion Strike. It's really powerful, and we can use that with just a single attachment. And while we can't search Double Turbo with most of the things in our deck, we can search it with Cramomatic that is on a coin flip, but we also just draw so many cards a turn with this deck as long as we're not under Path to the Peak, which is why I have 4 stadiums in here. This deck just feels incredibly aggressive, incredibly strong. There's very little that punishes it. The decks that it has bad matchups against are Gengar VMAX and Hoopa Moltres, and possibly Bird Box, but they're not unbeatable. They're the bad matchups for Mew VMAX, certainly, but Mew VMAX is just very, very, very strong right now. So we'll need more people playing Gengar VMAX and more people playing single prize decks in general, and specifically single prize dark decks, to really counter the Mew VMAX. But I think Mew VMAX is going to be just so popular, it's so successful, it's such a strong deck, it's really hard to play anything but Mew VMAX right now, especially going into the early Brilliant Stars meta when people are going to be playing imperfect lists. So I think Mew VMAX will be the number one deck going into that, into the Brilliant Stars metagame. And here is an early look at what a list might look like for Mew VMAX with Brilliant Stars released. So just a short video for you all today to catch up on what I think about Mew VMAX for Brilliant Stars. But I hope you did enjoy this video. Leave a like and a comment. Is your Mew VMAX list looking any different than mine? What are you doing with it? The one card I'm thinking about is Switching Cups. But other than that, I really like this list. Thank you so much for watching. Check out my sponsors in the description down below. Subscribe to this channel for daily Pokemon TCG content. And I'll see you next time here on Celio's Network.